Biden also announced $2.8 billion in grants for domestic battery supply chains. This is in an effort to lower costs amid inflation. Anna, Grace, here at the Islamic Center of Muncie, 6 months ago, Awaken founder Bibi Brahmi decided it was time to help Afghan refugees here in Indiana. She created an organization called the Muncie Afghan Refugee Resettlement Committee, also known as MARC. It has been 6 months since I last spoke with them in November, and since then, MARC has only doubled. There's been 15 subcommittees, as well as over 20 families were settling here in Muncie. However, the work is not yet over. I spoke with Ari Hurwitz, the executive director of MARC, to find out more. And speaking of food, it was a blast from the past tonight at North Dining as students enjoyed a TV dinner meal. While some organizations did not respond to comments, others sent in statements. Bryce Johnson, the executive director for the Central Indiana American Red Cross, is urging people to spread the word and donate if they can. Now, in order to keep up with the amount of refugees resettling, MARC relies on donations and volunteers. And with half their fundraising goal met, Hurwitz encourages the community to stay connecting. Now, to find out more information, you can visit MARC's website at awakeninc.org. The Office of Inclusive Excellence launched a campus-wide survey named the Campus and Climate Culture Survey. I spoke with the interim vice president for Inclusive Excellence, Melinda Messino, to find out what this means for students. Catherine Alana Christensetting is a 2006 alumni and now the owner of Inland Interior Design here in Muncie. Setting graduated from Ball State with a minor in CAP. However, she says her time in the program was valuable, helping her get ahead in her career. Catherine Alana, the College of Architecture and Planning, also known as CAP, has been around since 1965. And through the years, CAP has partnered with Muncie and surrounding areas. In recent years, the college has partnered with companies and organizations in over 80 communities and are expanding to Northeast Indiana. I spoke with members of the Urban Planning Department to tell us more about this new partnership. As of right now, the Muncie Afghan Refugee Resettlement Committee, also known as MARC, has committed to take in roughly 50 refugees and families. I sat down with Bahrami again to get a glimpse into what this process looks like. 7,031 miles. That's the distance from Afghanistan to Muncie. That's how many miles refugees have traveled to escape the Taliban.
There are people all over the Middle East, but specifically Afghanistan, that are in dire needs. A lot of them have been able to make it this far, at least, to the United States, but got here with nothing.
Since 2001, Awaken has helped those in Afghanistan, but this year the organization created MARC to help those in our backyard.
MARC is a coalition of private entities looking to help facilitate the relocation and resettlement of refugees from Camp Atterbury and military installations across the country to here in Muncie, Indiana.
Refugee families will get help learning to do things Americans sometimes take for granted, like filing taxes, job searching, and English as a first language.
We have a subcommittee set aside specifically to talk with employers in Muncie to say, hey, you have openings. What kinds of people are you looking for?
Now, with emerging into a new life and country, it's hard not to miss home. But that's why Bahrami says she is here to help.
We want to welcome them with hot Afghan food. I made arrangement, my sister and sister-in-law, they cook hot, complete meals for them that they've been missing it for many months.
Bahrami plans to continue to welcome these families any way she can. And for the refugees' children, a Muncie corporation is doing the same.
We learned that we were going to welcome our first Afghan family, and so we set up registration at our central office so that we had dad, all 7 brothers, and then the family that is sponsoring them came in, and we wanted to make that as seamless as possible.
Muncie Community Schools has a plan to welcome other children as they arrive.
We have our system ready, and we can, we're very fluid, and we can swiftly be prepared to welcome the next family.
While MARC is ensuring that refugees are receiving proper care and education, Awaken has been able to now do the same back in Afghanistan.
It was such a desperate situation. Over 20 years I was working on this and education for the girls, and all these girls were so excited and looking forward to their future and better life, and suddenly we just got hopeless. But there's still some hope. I always tell them, don't give up. we have some hope for better tomorrow.
Although that the resettlement process has begun, the work is not over yet. Mark relies on donations and supplies, and all the donations will go directly to supporting refugees for the first 6 months of resettlement.